It's Karen here, and we are ready to make our second pour on the lake. Yesterday I kept calling it a river. I decided that the blue was just a little bit too dark, so decided that today I'm going to go with the alcohol ink sky with a little bit of diamond dust embedded in it. And I don't know if you can see that, but I think that with the dark color underneath will really brighten or lighten it up to the point that it's gonna look a little bit more pleasing. You can really see those the mica flakes that I put in there look really pretty. And I also put aside a little bit of white that I may or may not put in the lake here. So without further ado, here we go. We're gonna go ahead and just pour it on in. Wow, that is pretty sparkly. Now the nice thing about this is that if it's too sparkly, if it's too light, I can always add a little bit more dark. That ultramarine blue, which is, I mean, that's a color I love so much. You have to excuse me though, it is 6:30 in the morning, and I've been up the better part of the night, unable to sleep, trying to figure out what exactly I'm doing with the rest of this piece. And because there are mountains and vineyards and all sorts of other things, I've been trying to figure out how I was going to create them. And I wasn't quite sure, but I think I came up with the solution last night as I was racking my brain trying to figure it out. First off, I had a hard time finding a topographical map of Seneca Lake. Not that it was hard to find pictures. There's plenty of pictures. My problem is that the pictures showed the mountains in the background. It showed the lake. But the pictures never told you exactly where they were taken from what vantage point, looking in what direction. So I couldn't tell where the mountains were supposed to be. So I reached out for some help from a lot of you guys, and really didn't find anyone I was hoping to find someone from the area that could really fill me in, but that didn't happen. So I downloaded Google Earth. Wow, what an amazing app that is. And I actually zoned right into the lake and the area, and I can tell you exactly where the vineyards are, where the mountains are at, and actually how tall they are and everything else. Watkins Glen is down here. I hope you guys can see all of this. Can you guys see this at all? Good Lord, I hope I wasn't out of frame for this whole thing. Lord. Well, Watkins Glen is down here on the very end of the lake. Down there. Right down here. Which is where they do a lot of the NASCAR racing. And a town called Geneva is way up on the top. So, this is my second pour. This actually almost fills it to the rim. I think I'm actually going to make up just a little bit more. And with my resin, I got some clear resin left, of course. And some more sky. I'm not going to add any more diamond dust. I think that's more than enough diamond dust. And this is just to make sure that it's filled up all the way. Even with the rim. Does anybody else like hum or sing when they do art? I don't know, for some reason I am constantly humming or singing. Heck, a lot of times I even talk to myself. Which is really weird, because when it came time to do YouTube, I was real nervous about it. But yet, I talk to myself quite a bit when I'm doing art, when I'm not on camera, so. Just gonna kind of mix this all in. Boy, and I didn't put much diamond dust in it, but that sure added some sparkle to it. It lightened up the lake where it was a little bit, because it was a little bit dark. As much as I love that ultramarine blue, it is a very dark pigmented ink. So there it is, guys. And I don't know, I love it, and yet I don't know how it's gonna dry. Torch it. Torch any of these bubbles out. Now last night I was not real happy with the finish that the epoxy that I had poured onto the actual wood. It was a little bit bumpy. Had some dust in it. I wasn't happy with it. So what I did is I just came in and I sanded it all down. And I figured once the lake was filled and dry, I'm going to come in with a clear coat over the entire project. And then I'm going to deal with the mountains and the vineyards and the grassy areas. This piece is going to be in the autumn of the year. So my idea is to make the mountains and to cover them with a little bit of green moss. And then just to use acrylic paint and just to dot the autumn colors, orange, red, yellow, and just to dot those tiny little dots all over it to look like the treetops. The vineyards I haven't quite figured out how to do yet. There's also a military base in this area here. So I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do that either. But one thing at a time. We get the lake done and we will take it from there. So next step, we will see this dried result and see if I think it needs anything else. It may, if anything, it may need to be, the diamond dust may need to be toned down a little, I don't know. It's an awful lot of sparkle for someone who asked for it to be kept as natural as I possibly could. Boy, I am just getting resin all over this. That's right. Okay, so thank you for watching. As always, please, if you haven't already, please subscribe. Hit the like button or the thumbs up or whatever it is. And make sure that you hit the bell so that you're notified the next time I put up the next video on this project. Once we finish this project, we will be going back to the large white geode that I was working on before this project came along. So stay tuned, and I hope you all have a wonderful day, and we will see you on the next video. Bye.